So while it's exciting for us to see our children very active, very involved, engaging in different activities or being all over the place at home, you should ensure that their safety comes first. For babies, for toddlers, for infants, for preschoolers, for your children that are even grade school children, you have to ensure that their safety comes first. Parents say, my son can jump, my daughter can flip, my baby is everywhere, my baby can crawl so fast, my baby is very active, my children are so active. While it is fun and exciting for every child carer, for every parent to know that and to see that happen in their children, what are the safety rules that you are putting in place to ensure that these children are safe while you're interacting with them, while they are engaging in all of these activities? This is why in this video I'm going to be sharing with you safety rules that you can use or you should have in mind while handling babies and toddlers. For the month of March, we're going to be talking about safety rules that should be put in place while handling children at home, outdoor, in school. Safety rules that will ensure that these children are safe while they are engaging in activities and while they are interacting with other children and while you're interacting with your baby. Welcome to Child at Heart. Welcome to my channel, and I'm happy to have you here. In this channel, we talk about childcare, education, and everything that has to do with taking care of children and how you can handle yourself as a parent, as a child carer, as a teacher, and as a mother. My name is Gift Onyi, and I'm glad to have you here. If you're just joining us in this channel, I want you to click the subscribe button. I want to share ideas in the comments section. I'll be talking generally on safety rules for babies, toddlers, and infants. And these rules cuts across outdoor and indoor activities. While the babies are outdoors, while they're indoors, what safety rules should you put in place? What safety measures should you consider while these children are with you or while they are outdoors? You have to put that in check first. And it's only normal that since we just concluded the topic of outdoor activities, we should balance it by talking about safety measures that needs to be put in place for you to ensure that these children play safely, they enjoy their play. While play is going on or while they're engaging in one activity or another, they do not fall and start crying, they don't get cranky, they don't hurt themselves. That is why you as a parent, you as a child carer, as a teacher should ensure that you have these safety measures in place or in front of your mind so that while these children are playing or before they even engage in play, before you start interacting or engaging them in one play or another, or before you start handling them, you already have these safety measures put in place. First, always remember to wash your hands before handling a baby or a child. By doing that, you ensure that the germs that you have contacted consciously or unconsciously are not transferred to these children, especially when they are infants. Infants have low immune system. So as much as possible, ensure that you wash your hands, or people that handle the baby wash their hands before they carry the baby. This will reduce the outbreak of infection, outbreak of sickness, outbreak of diseases for these infants. The next safety rule that most of us already know is installing or putting the child in the car seat the right way. Third, keep sharp objects and small objects away from their reach. Things like scissors, razors, pen, pencil, sharpeners, any form of sharp objects or small objects, pins that they can put in their mouth and swallow when no one is looking. Keep them away from their reach. So as much as possible, ensure that the surfaces where you have placed your child or the area where your child is playing or where your child is engaging in one activity or another is free from small objects, it's free from sharp objects, because trust me, they would want to explore. And anything they see, especially infants or toddlers that are in that crawling stage, they want to mouth it, they want to put it in their mouth. That will lead me to the fourth safety rule. Is every mouthed toy or every object or every soft toy that the children will be using to play or interact with should and must be sterilized, including their feeding bottles. So sterilize feeding bottles and toys before you hand it over to the child to start using. Even when children are teething, those soft toys and those teethers and those pacifiers that we use to engage them, ensure that they are sterilized from time to time on a daily basis. And please, while you sterilize those toys, Some of them will be mounted. So if peradventure you're a child carer or you're in a school system, ensure that the school system has a provision in that room where these babies are for toys that are mounted to be put away. Because when you have 2, 3, or 4 children in a space and a child is playing with a particular toy and the child has mounted the toy and drops it and moves on to the next toy, if that mounted toy or a teacher or a carer is not paying attention, that mounted toy can be picked by another child. That way infection can be transmitted or allergens can be, as much as possible, should maintain the place of high hygiene when handling babies and toddlers that are at this stage. Like I said, sterilize feeding bottles, toys that children will be engaging with or they will be playing with to ensure that they don't get infected, that these toys are sterilized from time to time. The bottles are washed properly, sterilized before they are being used. And when toys are mounted by babies, pick them out, put them in a mounted box and ensure that another child doesn't pick it up to put in their mouth. That leads me to the next point, which is the 5th safety rule I'll be sharing with you today, is ensure that when your child is placed in a school or in a daycare or in a nursery, they have installation of CCTV cameras. The installation of CCTV cameras or CCTV system in schools, even at homes or day nurseries or daycare centers, would help supervisors or people in charge or coordinators of such centers to supervise the activities of these children and to supervise what is going on with the teachers and the children, even in the play area and in the room where they are engaging in activities. So as much as possible, please ensure that when children are playing the wrong way or they are trying to get themselves into danger spots, you can quickly reach the supervisor through the intercom or call their attention, see what this child is doing, see what is going on. With the CCTV camera, you can be able to find out or have an overall supervision of what is going on in a center, at home, or in school. It's a safety measure that all childcare centers, all baby centers, all daycare centers must have to have a smooth run and ensuring that these children are safe while they are within that vicinity. Avoid the use of strong perfumes or strong deodorants. Because children or infants have a higher rate of chemical absorption from their skin, they are exposed to allergens when they come in contact with strong perfumes, they inhale it or they come in contact with it. So it's best to keep them safe by avoiding spraying or having or wearing strong perfumes or strong deodorants. Never leave children or babies unattended, either when they are in sofas, they are in chairs, or they are in a place where you know they can fall and hurt themselves. Always ensure that you keep your eyes open, consistently watching them, listen and pay attention, and be sure that if they are in a place, probably in a cushion, that you have placed something underneath to ensure that if peradventure the baby is trying to come down or trying to fall or something, it falls on a soft surface. But ensure that you're always paying attention, your eyes are open, you keep watching them, you keep an eye on them, and you don't even place them or you don't even leave them unattended when they are in such surfaces or they are in a chair or in a sofa or on the bed. The next safety rule I'll be sharing is practice routine safety drills or fire drills. Ensure that at home or in school or in those centers that they have routine safety drills, so that they can practice how they can take those children out for safety when they encounter fire incidents. That leads me to the next safety rule, which will be set up an alarm for smoke. When you have babies in a house, in a space, you have to ensure that the safety rules are strict and strictly and religiously adhered to. So, not just to ensure that you practice the fire drills, ensuring that everything that has to do with maintaining or keeping the children safe, peradventure there's a fire outbreak, it's also good for you to put a smoke alarm so that once there's an alarm, you can get everyone out before the fire even starts. The next safety rule is ensure that electrical appliances are not within reach or in an area where they play or in a play area. Electrical appliances like wires that can electrocute children, ensure that they're not within the place where they are playing, they're not exposed. where the children can play with them or they can touch them. Ensure these electrical appliances are not within reach for these children to manipulate or play with them. Remember, I said children at this stage like to explore, and whatever their hands can find, whatever they can lay their hands on, they want to play with it, they want to mouth it, they want to walk with it. So ensure that there is no wire, there are no electrical appliances that are exposed within their reach, whether in the class or outdoors. Because we're talking about babies and toddlers today, and we know that some babies that are not on formula, that are still breastfeeding, mothers will want to know that they need to learn how to breastfeed these babies. That leads me to the next safety rule. The next safety rule is ensure that you learn as a mother or as a child carer how to handle the babies when you're feeding them. There's a way you handle the baby. If you handle them the wrong way, they can choke while you're feeding them. If you handle the babies the wrong way while you're breastfeeding them, they can choke. Learn the right way to hold babies to yourself while you're feeding them, either with bottle or you're breastfeeding them. I'm going to drop a link that will explain to you the proper way of handling babies while you're breastfeeding them, or the proper way of holding them while you're feeding them. The last safety measure I'll be talking about today is avoid shaking babies or throwing babies up. Shaking babies and throwing babies up, either because you're playing with them or because you're frustrated, can cause a severe brain injury called shaking baby syndrome. Shaking baby syndrome is a severe brain injury that is caused by the brain being rebounded inside the skull. This injury can cause pressure, can cause bleeding. Bleeding that is medically called intracerebral hemorrhage, can lead to death. As much as possible, play with these babies gently. You can raise them up and down, but not throw them or shake them. What other safety measures haven't we talked about when it has to do with babies and toddlers? Please share in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next video as we continue sharing other safety tips in handling older children. I love you.